Hey Lauren, I'm going to be your nurse today. My name is Kimberlyn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. So you're here today for a follow-up because of an accident, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We took a look at your vitals, and I just want to go over those with you for just a second. They were pretty good except for your blood pressure and your heart rate. Those were kind of elevated. Has that ever been a problem for you before?
No, usually my blood pressure is pretty normal.
Okay, all right. We didn't have any in our records of any problems either, so I'm not going to be alarmed at that right now, but I am going to let the doctor know, and maybe we'll talk about that later, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we also had you complete some pre-screening questions and a assessment about your alcohol use. Do you mind if we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you completed the audit, which is it's used to assess your risk for developing an alcohol abuse problem. Your total score was a 32, which is kind of high. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about having such a high score on that?
Well, I mean, it's not good to hear, I guess. But I just, drinking is kind of a stress reliever for me.
Okay. So you answered on here that you drink 4 or more times per week, and you have 5 or 6 drinks a day. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, I try to drink on the weekends a little bit more, but
Okay.
within the last year, I've kind of picked up on trying to secretly have shots throughout the day just to get me through the day.
Okay. So you're saying, you drink more on the weekends, but it's pretty much an everyday thing, and it's really just for stress relief. Is that right?
Yeah, it just helps me kind of mellow out and I guess just, escape from just coming home, dealing with my husband, and,
Okay.
we just try to avoid each other.
Okay. Well, can you tell me, you gave me some good things about drinking, why you like to drink. It's a stress reliever. It relaxes you, gives you something else to do. What are some not so good things about drinking, do you think?
Well, it's expensive. Gin
Yeah.
is not very cheap, and my husband, he doesn't really drink a lot, so, it's an expense, and it also doesn't make me feel that great when I drink too much.
Right. Do you often drink too much? Do you often feel bad after you drink?
Not often, but, sometimes I can tell when I overdo it.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. It's good that you can tell your limits. Um, so, I hear that you're drinking every day. We're drinking 5 or 6 times a day. We're really drinking just to relieve your stress. Are there any other things, any kind of activities, hobbies, anything that you do that you could do instead of drinking to lower your stress?
Yeah, I used to be on a soccer team, and I used to be on a climbing team that I did, twice a week.
Okay.
But, within the last couple months, I kind of just quit, doing that because my friends, they just wanted to hang out more and more, and I just wasn't really in the mood for it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this daily usage. You said that you use alcohol for stress relief. You were kind of alarmed at your score. Do you feel like you have a problem with drinking? Do you feel like this high score is accurate?
I do feel like maybe I have some type of problem,
Mm-hmm.
just from kind of increasing my alcohol intake every day.
Right.
I know it's not normal. That's why I try to, keep it secretive.
Right. And that must be difficult for you, If you're already using it as a stress reliever, it's probably even more stressful to try to hide it.
It is. I try to keep a stash in the garage and at work.
Well, let's talk about how maybe we can take a little bit of your stress away. We can get this fixed. So I have a scale for you right here if you'd like to look at it. It's just a number scale. From 0 to 10, how do you feel how do you feel ready to make a change? You know, from 0 being you're just not ready at all, you don't think that you need to change, to 10 being you're ready to change today. How do you feel about that?
I would say maybe a 5.
A 5? That's great. I mean, that's halfway there. Why a 5 and not say a 1?
Well, I know that it has, I've started drinking more, and I know it's not good. You know, everybody knows that drinking like that isn't good for you, so I really just, I just want to cut back, and maybe it can help me get back out and hang out with my friends and stuff like that.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you a little bit of education about some safe alcohol use. I have a table right here for you. So for women, it's recommended that you don't take in more than 3 drinks a day.
Okay.
And your weekly total shouldn't be more than 7 drinks. So it's probably a good idea to get, let's make some goals on how we think we can change, how we can get your daily drinking down. This little pamphlet right here tells you what is acceptable for 1 drink. So you've got, 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine. You said you were pretty much a gin drinker, so, the 1 drink of gin is only 1.5 ounces, which is 1 shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe a good goal for you could get down to maybe 2 shots a day instead of 6 or 7. You can get it down like that. I also, think a good way to help you get it down is to maybe join back up on that climbing team or that soccer team. They'll give you something else to do. You said, that used to be a stress reliever for you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that can help you out if you get back into doing those things.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can do those things? How confident do you feel about that?
I feel pretty confident.
What would you give it on that same 0 to 10? 0, you don't think you can do it, and 10, yeah, you can cut it out right now. What do you think?
I think maybe a 5. I don't say I could cut out, a lot of the drinking. Maybe not at first.
Right.
But I could probably cut down to, a few drinks a day.
Well, good. I mean, that's the goal. The main overall goal is just to cut it down. You don't have to stop cold turkey. I know that would be very difficult, but if we can at least get you down gradually, that's improvement. And that's what we want to see. So, maybe you can keep a log. You can keep a log of what you drink every day. Maybe you can, each day you can say, well, I had this many yesterday. Well, I'm going to have 1 less today.
Mm-hmm.
And see if we can do it that way. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. I'd like to have you back in about a month, 2 weeks to a month, and we'll take a look at that log, and we'll talk again and see how you're doing with cutting out. And we'll also see what the doctor has to say about that blood pressure. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Well, you can keep that handout, and
Thank you.
I'll see you then.
All right.